Alice had been using her old phone for 5 years, and it was finally time for an upgrade. So, she started to research online, and she found an advertisement video of Honor 200 that made her so interested.
Honor.
Excited, she decides to walk into an Honor store, eager to make her purchase.
Hi. I want to buy the Honor 200 Pro, 512GB version.
Great choice. Let me check our stock. It looks like we're out of stock for the 512GB version.
Oh no. Can I still order it?
Of course. But your phone will go through a full business process cycle before it gets to you.
A business process cycle? What's that?
It's the journey your phone takes before it reaches you. It involves multiple steps across sales, purchase, and manufacturing. Instead of just explaining it, why don't I show you? Follow me.
Alice to the Honor sales office, where a sales representative, Emma, is processing orders.
This is where everything begins, the sales distribution stage. Since we don't have your phone in stock, we need to create a sales order.
Now I have created a sales order and it confirms the details of your purchase, including the price and taxes, product information and customer information. If we had stock, we could process your order immediately. But since we don't, we need to check with our supplier.
Jack and Alice visit the procurement department, where Liam, a procurement officer, is placing orders to vendors.
Now we're in the purchase stage. Since the Honor 200 Pro isn't available, we need to order it from a vendor.
First, we send a purchase requisition to our vendor. It's a request to buy the phones we need. Once the vendor accepts, we place a purchase order.
The procurement process for Honor phones begins with a purchase requisition, an internal document raised to the purchasing department. This document can be categorized as direct or indirect. In this case, it is direct because we are simply placing an order for existing models. However, if we were requesting a new model that requires further evaluation or development, the requisition would be considered indirect. Next, during vendor selection, we choose a trusted vendor to supply the phones, considering component suppliers such as Qualcomm or MediaTek and manufacturing partners like ODMs that assemble the devices. Once the vendor is selected, we proceed with the purchase order, placing the official order for the phones. It is a formal request to a vendor to purchase materials or services. A purchase order can be created manually by referencing a purchase requisition, another purchase order, a quotation, or even without reference. Additionally, it can also be generated automatically based on predefined procurement settings. The Notify Vendor shipment stage follows, where the vendor ships the phones to us. Upon arrival, we conduct a goods receipt, carefully inspecting the phones for quality. This process ensures that the received items match the original order and updates the purchase order history status to received. Additionally, the inventory is updated accordingly. Finally, in the invoice receipt payment stage, the vendor sends us a bill, and we complete the payment, finalizing the procurement process.
Jack and Alice visit the manufacturing plant, where engineers are assembling phones.
Your phone isn't just bought, it's also manufactured. Let's look at the manufacturing cycle.
First, we make a production proposal. Production proposals are used to plan the manufacturing of a specified product quantity at a designated location within a defined time frame, utilizing in-house production sources to ensure efficiency and resource optimization.
Does that mean my order affects production?
Sometimes. If demand is high, we increase production. Once the plan is approved, we follow these steps. Capacity planning and schedule Release determine when to produce phones based on available capacity. The system calculates the production date and capacity requirements for all operations within an order, considering the routing, material master, and work center. The release process occurs at two levels. The header level, where all operations in the order are released for processing, and the operation level, where individual operations within the order are released for execution. The shop floor documents provide the manufacturing team with essential instructions for production, ensuring tasks are completed efficiently. These documents guide workers on the necessary tasks, resources, and schedules required to complete production efficiently. Once production begins, the goods issue process withdraws raw materials from inventory based on the bill of materials, BOM, updating reservations, inventory, and costs. After assembly, completion confirmation ensures quality checks are performed, tracking yield, scrap, setup time, and personnel involvement for accurate production planning. The goods receipt process records finished phones, updating stock levels, valuation, and generating material, accounting, and controlling documents. Finally, order settlement assigns production costs to relevant cost objects, ensuring accurate financial reconciliation.
Jack and Alice arrive at the warehouse, where logistics staff are preparing shipments of newly manufactured Honor phones.
Now that production is complete, let's see how your phone gets delivered to customers like you.
They watch as a worker scans an order and starts preparing the shipment.
The first step is picking materials. We locate the ordered phones in our inventory system and pick them from storage.
The worker carefully picks up several Honor phones from the storage racks and places them on a cart.
So, once the phones are picked, what happens next?
After picking, we move to packing materials. Each phone is placed into secure packaging, including protective wrapping, labels, and necessary documents like the warranty card and invoice. This ensures the phone reaches the customer safely.
The worker packs the phones into boxes, seals them, and attaches shipping labels.
Now comes a crucial step, post-goods issue, PGI. This means the system registers the shipment, updating inventory records and marking the phones as shipped. At this point, the order is officially on its way to the customer.
Oh. So once it's shipped, does the customer get an invoice?
Exactly. The system automatically generates an invoice, which is sent to the customer. If they purchased online, they'll get an email with their billing details. If it's a business order, the company will receive a bill for payment.
And after that, the last step is receiving payment, right?
That's correct. Once the customer makes the payment, the system updates the records, closing the transaction. With this, the entire process is complete, from production to delivery, ensuring every step is tracked efficiently.
Alice nods, impressed by how much coordination goes into fulfilling just one phone order.
Wow, I never realized how many steps were involved in getting a phone from the factory to my hands.
Yes. It's a complete cycle, starting with manufacturing, followed by order fulfillment, and ending with customer delivery and payment. Wait a second. Alice, you haven't made the payment yet.
Oh no. You're right. I got so caught up in the process that I forgot to pay.
No worries. Let's head back to the Honor store so you can complete the transaction.
Alice quickly returns to the Honor store, settles her payment, and finally leaves with her new phone, relieved and excited to start using it, this time, knowing she completed the full process.